Okay, so once you get your clickers, you check them out, or if you have a purchased set, you're going to want to install the software. Now we use clickers by Turning Point, and so the software comes on a CD that is tucked into the little kit that you get, but as a great convenience, it is also installed on this little radio frequency receiver. In other words, this little antenna. After all, this is just a USB device that you're going to plug into your computer. So it's very convenient that that software is on there. Tell you a little trick I find that helps with the reliability, which is if you, when you get to whatever computer you're going to use, if you will drag the software onto the desktop of the computer so that you're actually installing it from the hard drive of the computer rather than installing it from the little USB. But if that sounds complicated to you, don't worry about it. It'll work either way. So where do you need to install it? Well, you're going to need to install the software on any computer where you're creating or editing questions that you're going to use with the clickers. We're going to talk about participation list. If you're going to work on that, you may ultimately want to have the software installed there. But you also definitely need it on any computer where you're going to use the clickers to collect the student responses. Now the cool thing here is that on the this is actually the USB that my computer is looking at here, the little antenna itself, the RF receiver, and on it you see that there's a folder here for Mac and there's a folder here for PC, so the software is available to both. Also, there is a great collection of user guides. I say collection because there's one that's really detailed and there's one that's a quick start guide, so those are definitely things to look into. Now what I've done here is this is the actual listing of files that are there. I'll show you the user guide real quick. So here's for the Mac, here's for the PC, and there's the quick start. So that's kind of cool. Once you get to, I'm on a PC, so I would go to Turning Point PC. You see Turning Point here, pretty little icon. Double click that and install it, and that would be easy enough to do. Now once you do that, and one of the reasons that I suggest putting this onto your local computer rather than running it from the receiver is because it's going to try to save your sessions here on this device. And as you can see, I have several sessions stored there, and what happens is it fills up because it's just kind of a little device. So if you think about it, just drag and drop, make a folder called Turning Point on your desktop and drag all this stuff into it. That's what I suggest anyway. Okay, so once you do that, once you run the Turning Point software, you'll be asked to install it. It's really easy. There's no settings that you have to be concerned about. You're just going to click Install on that screen there. When this screen appears, click Install. And after you do, you'll find that the software is now installed on your computer, and when you click your Start button, you should find it someplace inside of their Turning Point. You don't have to go to this arrow or anything like that. Just simply click on Turning Point and it'll open. Oops, little shake there, right? When it opens, this is what you're going to see. Now there's 3 tabs across the top. There's 3 different ways of running this. I'm going to talk about those, but in the next session we're going to specifically talk about managing your session and doing a participation list. So that's it for this part, and I'll talk to you in part 3 where we pull in a participation list.